audio summation pertaining to the case 517 Wells Fargo breach inside of the summation connected to New York State, New York City case pertaining to Shelaine Davis, objection inside of Edison Home Care, the breach of Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, started here, Wells Fargo. Today I am here live inside of Wells Fargo where it all started, inside of the Wells Fargo Bank located in Auburndale, Florida. And I am here in present inside of court proceeding and closing to the case pertaining to Donald J. Trump and also Shelaine Davis, Altuan Davis, objections to courts to be heard, and interference also and cyber breach continuation inside of following up to find where case for the objection to the case of the $7 million claim, naming affiliates that was already submitted to the court findings inside of the court case, an argument of summation and closing arguments to Judge Aragon's inside of state, inside and against Letitia James, where she had stated to the media that numbers don't lie, in proof of algorithm and photo evidence constantly reported in via email, via Microsoft, and continuations on case dated back October 2nd, 2023. Inside continuation in this recording to be reported to the public as public information, law, and objection to reconsider, overrule, and reverse finding against former and also still is President Donald J. Trump inside of Agent Shelaine Davis, inside of verification and legal summary finding in this report. Driven inside of leaving the state of Georgia on January the 15th, 2024 to make proof of to court finding inside to overrule the judge inside of quote, fraud was found inside of circling back to and where fraud was found and the affiliates who are named inside of the underwriters who stole and breached information of banking information inside of Wells Fargo, starting at the Wells Fargo, which will be named inside of algorithm and recordings and with photos, and also the objections to the 2 email summary report submitted by Special Agent Shelaine Davis to the courts to address the courts inside of not allowing the president to have closing summations inside of his argument of found innocent of all charges and reverse charges to the affiliates Letitia naming James as the Attorney General in New York City, where a breach had happened inside of my personal banking information, payroll, and outside of payroll to Wells Fargo daily pay in all of the affiliates naming an algorithm and case finding and evidence, which was reported inside of case to New York State Supreme Court via emails on a constant basis to prove the president is innocent of all charges of fraud. Fraud started here in this bank at Wells Fargo, located in Auburndale, Florida, Havendale Boulevard, en route of driving myself inside of government work and personnel, government official business to prove that the president of the United States was and is held inside of, should be exonerated of all charges and pending charges in the state of New York, in the city of New York, inside of the state of Georgia, inside of the state of Florida, where the breach happened in 2016 when I opened up an account in Wells Fargo, moving forward inside of living in New York State continuation inside of the breach when the breach was stolen inside of underwriters and lawyers in New York City. Well, government index findings of caseload that I have in my possession, along with the recordings, along with the case finding evidence summary reports via email submitted on an ongoing situation to prove and exonerate our President of the United States, Donald J. Trump, is innocent. And I have proven that Wells Fargo breach inside of the cell phone naming in picture inside of algorithm on a continuous basis, proving that the President of the United States is innocent of all charges, wherein vice versa charges should be brought up against the Attorney General Letitia James in knowing so, where the affiliate stole my identity and breached the cyber breach at hand inside of the cell phone Microsoft pictures on an ongoing basis to prove that the president is innocent and should be exonerated from pending criminal charges moving forward. And I object to the false information to the public and media, wherein Letitia James is out of order inside of lies, constant as far as the criminal activities of the affiliate attorneys inside of the criminal money laundering evidence of the cell phone Microsoft that was submitted, showing that the breach had happened due to the underwriting perspective when I, Shelaine Davis, went to purchase a home. Movement Management did a 4-year algorithm dig up inside of bringing wrong indexes from the state of Florida, Wells Fargo Bank in Auburndale, Florida. Continuation inside of proving that the president is innocent of all charges, where I would say that they are targeting rich and wealthy men in order to become wealthy in themselves. I object to the $370 million claims of lies to be reversed inside of algorithm and monetized inside of tracks, which is the finding evidence to show proof that the president was wrongfully and is rightfully innocent, and he is wrongfully charged for the criminal activities of these affiliates, Letitia James, the governor, Kathy Hochul, inside of all of the underwriters, attorneys that is at hand inside of defaming the president of the United States, of defamation of character, and showing of a money-greedy, money-laundering, hunger scheme and of corruption inside of New York State, New York City, King County, courthouse, on TV, where the president has undergone torture and duress and affirmative rest. Be it known that President Donald J. Trump should be exonerated, publicized inside the media as innocent due to the proven evidence of the algorithm and support via email from Special Agent Shelaine Davis inside of the Edison Home Care lawsuit that algorithms with the president in date, where Judge Algaron will be inside up to make this decision overturned where fraud was found inside of the Letitia James and Kathy Hochul administration in order to defame and assassinate the president's character in the media, where constant evidence and algorithm and recording have proved such that Donald J. Trump is innocent of all charges of fraud, where the fraud claims shall be reversed and the criminal charges should be brought up against the law offices of state attorney, and Attorney General, and also the governor of New York, and the administration of to steal the election and to steal the president's identity and to cast out and crucify the president in the media as the ongoing witch hunt has been now over, where the president has now needs to be proven innocent via CNN and all news broadcasting on the date of January the 15th, Martin Luther King's birthday, inside of proof of ongoing litigations to end all proceedings with the reverse overturn inside of the court findings that has disfairly and unfairly disloyal our country and also the administration to steal the election interference, and also to torture and sinister acts of defamation of character, the rights of due process, and objection to the findings of media assassination to our wonderful man of honor, Mr. Donald J. Trump, myself, Shelaine Davis, and Altuan Davis's case that algorithed together, that started back in October the 2nd, 2023, whereas evidential finding in the summary report of executive orders was ordered inside of ruling and motions to file and to hold accountable as a office of official of like Letitia James that have a self-interest of money laundering affiliates inside of her, and so governors' offices must be under investigation, removed from office due to these criminal acts that have been imposed inside of the court findings as false finding, and the evidence of finding as true evidence of Wells Fargo breach by the affiliates in the year of 2020, when the country was closed down due to the coronavirus, inside of the steal of the election and the background information of my name, Shelaine Davis, who was breached inside of personal record personnel, medical breaches in the state of New York, where I solely call in error of what they have done to this country, in objection to overturn the ruler and the rulership of this administration within the last 3.5 years, going inside to exonerate our president and to make him whole again in due process, as immediate as saying in objection. I filed the objection in behalf of the agent number and identifying under circumstances, attorney of duress of myself inside of disrespect in honor of the Constitution of the United States government and the U.S. Department of Justice, to fall inside of investigating the state affiliates named inside of all the ideas of inside of executive orders to close and hostage and cyber breaches inside of closing arguments and the summation for our honorable President Donald J. Trump, where I am now closing argument, summary, and objection and summation inside of his argument, where the court held his mouth and has held him hostage inside of his freedoms of law, governing him the right to due process. And the media has assassinated our president inside of a crucifixion of the media to show that he has been defamed in objection and he is proven innocent. And now I will go on to read inside of the objection to be awarded as such with the Semplerius inside of case support, who has agonized and governed inside of the New York State Supreme Court, Kevin Ritzel, inside of supporting evidence finding to find our president innocent of all charges pending thereof in the state of Georgia, bipartisan leadership as court district attorney Fannie Wilson inside of dismissal inside of all charges pending now, then, and against the and so forth on, and against the president and myself, an affirmative duress inside of cyber breaches and disrespect of the court of law and the law at hand and the rule of law inside of giving a fair, reasonable trial where a president or any affiliate should be innocent until proven guilty, as the president did not receive a fair hearing or a fair trial, and he is pending criminal false related charges, must be deemed disrespect and thrown dismissal under the false guidelines and false pretense of knowing criminal activity in the state of New York inside of cyber breaches, medical breaches, financial breaches, and the Wells Fargo claims of not paying out to the Trax Foundation leadership, Shelaine Davis, which is an attorney Algarizing special agent on the case inside of hybrid and mobile, where I have proven our president and proven the case to be such, wherein we have our country where we are now at hands of deceit and dismay inside of lies, saying that numbers don't lie.